If you don't know me, my name is Megan and I'm an herbalist and I talk about plants. And today I wanted to talk to you and show you some video about milkweed, which I'm really stoked to talk about because I saw milkweed for the first time growing in a place where I've never seen it grow before. And that's really exciting for me because I love finding plants in new places, new to me at least. So, my family and I were driving around about an hour south of the city near where my parents live, and I had to stop the vehicle because I saw milkweed in the ditch, or what I thought was milkweed. So I got out, took some photos. Then we had to head back up to the city, and then last weekend we went back down to the country, and I drove past the spot again. And sure enough, I was able to get out and take some more photos and some videos. And yes, it was milkweed. At first, I thought it was Asclepias syriaca, but it turned out to be Asclepias ovalifolia, which is not a super common plant in the area, which is also really exciting. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about milkweed and its uses and stuff like that. So I'm sure most people know that milkweed is the host plant for the monarch caterpillar, one of the most important plants for the monarch caterpillar. So we don't get a lot of monarchs here in Alberta, at least central Alberta. I think southern Alberta gets a little bit more, but most of the monarchs that come through Canada come through southern Ontario, and there is a lot of milkweed down there as well. There are other species as well. So I think the most common one is, I think it's just called common milkweed. Asclepias tuberosa, I believe, and it has like the really like architecturally beautiful seed pods. So that is the one that's most common down there. And it actually grows really well. So well, in fact, that it is classified as invasive in some counties, I believe, but it is not, in fact, an invasive plant. It's a native plant, and there are actually 14 different species just here in Canada, which is really cool. And I was reading about milkweed a little bit more just in terms of its like distribution last night. And in the States, there are, I mean, obviously many more species as well, more varieties. And there's actually milkweeds that grow in water. So swamp milkweed is a pretty common one down in Florida. But here in Alberta, we have a few different varieties. And the one that I found was Asclepias ovalifolia. It's got these beautiful, creamy, like light pink flowers, and the flowers themselves are so stunning. They're really complex and they attract a lot of pollinators. And like I'll show you, they do have oval leaves. Some milkweeds have very like lance-shaped leaves or very long oblong leaves. These ones are very like soft and oval shaped. And the ovalifolia is actually quite short. It's about 50 centimeters tall. And yeah, and it thrives in kind of like hot and dry conditions. It was on the side of the road in the ditch, but not like in the bottom of the ditch where water collects, but up kind of on the side where the fence line was. So for me, milkweed has always been a little bit of a mystery. First off, because I never really saw it growing in places that I frequented. And second, from all my study within the herbal realm, it's often referred to as pleursy root, which just gives it this additional air of like mystery and kind of like old timiness that I was like, not privy to its secrets for some reason. So, I mean, pleursy is just an inflammation of the pleura, which is the linings of the lungs, I believe. Yeah, the two thin layers of tissue separating your lungs from your chest wall. And so within that name, we already know a lot about what people and herbalists used milkweed for. So pleursy root is for pleursy, so for any kind of inflammation of the lungs. And actually today it's still a really important respiratory remedy specifically targeting the lungs. In what I've read, because I haven't personally used it yet. but I would like to. I'll probably go back to the ditch and harvest those roots and, or rhizomes rather, because you use the rhizomes. I will harvest those rhizomes and make a tincture. But anyways, so milkweed, pleurzy root is typically used as a respiratory herb, and specifically it's a relaxing antispasmodic. So some respiratory herbs are more stimulating and some are more relaxing. And milkweed is more of a relaxing antispasmodic, so it calms kind of the... Okay, I misspoke just a little bit. It's not actually a relaxing antispasmodic, although it does have antispasmodic qualities. It's relaxing expectorant. So milkweed falls into the grouping of herbs that are expectorants, which help to expectorate mucus from your lung area. And so the difference between a stimulating and a relaxing expectorant, I'm just referencing Medical Herbalism by David Winston, which is very valuable. So stimulating expectorants will irritate the bronchioles to stimulate expulsion of any material present there. And it also can liquefy sputum or any liquid there to move it up through the passageway out of your body. Whereas a relaxing expectorant, they will soothe the bronchial spasm and loosen the secretion. So it works in a similar way, but it's a relaxing expectorant is going to be more useful for people who have those like really spasmodic or dry coughs. So you don't want to add something more stimulating to someone who's already having a really hard time with their lungs. Okay, so Gillian Stansbury also writes at length about Asclepias tuberosa, pleurzy root, milkweed, as specifically indicated for pain in the lungs and the pleural membranes, as a relaxing antispasmodic and a gentle and well-tolerated expectorant, even for considerable consolidation of the lungs, as with pneumonia. And I was also reading in Earthwise Herbal. So it also brings moisture down into the lungs. So it's really indicated for when someone has a lot of dryness in the lung area and when there's that dry hacking cough. So it will both moisten and relax the lungs and the cough that's happening as well. Okay, so of course there are a lot of other uses for milkweed and more specific indications. That is kind of what I wanted to just touch on because that's my interest in using it as a classic respiratory herb and specifically for people with bronchitis and with that do have that dry hacking cough that are unable to bring up the phlegm from the lungs. But I also just wanted to point out milkweed is such a beautiful plant. I think that everyone should be growing it. I'm going to definitely collect the seeds when these milkweeds go to seed in a couple weeks. And I'm going to try growing it next year because it's just stunning. And again, it's a pollinator magnet. You get butterflies, ants, bees, so many things come to it. And the flowers themselves, I don't actually know a ton about the flower structure. But if you look closely, I'll show a picture again, they're gorgeous, absolutely stunning. So I highly recommend everyone get some milkweed seeds and plant it in your garden and just, be in awe in the splendor of nature. Now, in terms of making medicine out of this, the recommendation is to harvest the rhizomes. I have seen in some texts that they only recommend harvesting second year rhizomes. But I've only seen that in one book. So I'm going to experiment a little bit with the population that I saw at the side of the road there. I'm only going to take a few rhizomes. Again, just, being cognizant of, not seeing this plant very often and wanting it to reproduce. But also knowing that they will probably spray the ditches next year, so it will die. So I do want to gather a little bit while I can. So I will make a tincture of the rhizomes. I'll probably dry it out first and do a 1-to-5 ratio in probably 45% alcohol, which is the highest proof I can get. And then it'll be a tincture for people to take, and I'll combine that in a formula with other stuff. But that is my project, one of my many projects for the summer, so I'm really excited about it. And I will update you guys when I go to make that tincture and let you, maybe I will make a short about that process as well. Okay, so if you have any questions or any comments, maybe you have a lot of Asclepias in your area, or you like to make a tincture of it, or you just love it as a garden plant, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to hear what other videos you'd like to see me make in the future. So until that day, have a wonderful rest of your day, night, wherever you are in the world. Okay, take care. I will see you later. Remember to subscribe and like this video if you liked it, and I will see you soon.